chapter 13 and verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Verse 17. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. Shalom, giving all glory, honor, and praise in the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Hashem, Rakak Kodash, double honors, as always, extended to the venerable apostles of the great millstone, along with the bishops and elders who ruled the church well. Salutations to you, Akim, out there laboring on the four corners of the earth, preaching and teaching the right way. And salutations to you believers as well, all right? Those of you among Israel, all right, you men, women, and children who believe the testimony of the prophets, all right, you're going to be saved out of this coming destruction as well. I'm Shamar Moth, back with another video. And hot topic last couple days, all right, is, America being the virgin daughter of Babylon, which we've known for a long, long, long time. But the Apostle Tahar put up this video right here, entitled, "Who is the daughter of Babylon? Even Google knows that America is Babylon." Okay. So, man, I need to watch this. It's 34 minutes long. Maybe I'll have a chance to listen to this, at work tonight. During the break. We'll see. But, so I just wanted to chime in on this because, the scholars, and the reason I started the video out with those scriptures, let me read this again. The reason I started the video out with Matthew 13, verses 16 through 17, okay, is because not everyone knows this, man. You got a lot of Jake that don't even know that America's Babylon. You got a lot of Jake even calling themselves teachers. All right, when we say Jake, we talking about all you tribes, all right, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, okay, along with you Israelite foreigners, speckled birds, all right? That's what we mean when we say Jake. All right, you got a lot of Jake teachers even who would call themselves prophets even who don't know America as Babylon the Great. They call it, they talk about how, Vatican City, all right, Rome is Babylon the Great, which is complete and utter madness, okay? And, you got people saying this, you got Christians teaching that it's Iraq. All right. Well, that's where the Neo-Babylonian Empire, the Neo-Babylonian Empire was in what is now called Iraq. Yes. But Babylon has a virgin daughter. Okay. And it clearly says in the scriptures when, Babylon is destroyed, when Babylon goes down, all right, nobody is going to dwell, all right, there, which is here, which is America. Okay, so Babylon went down thousands of years ago, okay, over 2,000 years ago. All right, there's still millions and millions of Ishmaelites over there in modern day Iraq. So, anyways, there's a lot of false teaching, regarding the subject. Who is the virgin daughter of Babylon? But it's clear. Like he said, even Google knows. I wonder if Alexa knows. I don't have Alexa, but maybe I'll find someone who has Alexa and I'll ask Alexa, who is the virgin daughter of Babylon? I'll see what she says. I actually kind of think that shit's creepy, man. You ask Alexa something and then that bitch comes back and answers you right away. That's kind of crazy. All right. Anyway, so yeah, not everyone can see these things. So if you can see them, you're a very blessed individual indeed. All right. I'm going to read it again. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 16. And again, this is Yahushua himself speaking. See, he says, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. He's talking to his disciples, okay, who would later become apostles. All right. Which that word apostle means to be sent away. All right. Well, they were sent away, all right, to do a job, right, to preach the gospel of the kingdom of heaven. All right. Verse 17. For verily I say unto you, okay, truly, all right, for verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them. Okay, not everybody can see these things. Not everyone has had their eyes open, spiritually speaking. Not everyone has had their ears open, spiritually speaking. All right, talking to you Israelites, man. 2/3 of you are are blind and deaf, all right, in a spiritual sense. Okay, it says, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them, right? Let's see. Let me get another one real quick. And then I want to get into this this article. Let's see. This article that I found on the topic. Okay. This is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 3. All right, and it reads, "Blessed is he that readeth," right? What readeth what? All right. It says, and they that hear the words of this prophecy. All right, so you're blessed if you're reading these prophecies and if you're understanding them. It says, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand, right? What time is at hand? The time of the end, okay? Now, just think about it. John the Revelator wrote these things down on the Isle of Patmos 2,000 years ago, okay? And he was talking about the time is at hand, okay? And U.S.A. at the end of the book of Revelation in the 22nd chapter says, lo, I come quickly, right? So if those things were written down 2,000 years ago, think about how close we are to that time now, okay? Yeah, so you're blessed if your eyes can see these things, if your ears can hear these words, all right, and understand these prophecies, you're blessed, man. But you got to keep these things, right? You got to hold fast to this truth during these last days. You got to in other words, you got to hang on. You got to hang on. You got to don't let go. All right. Don't let go. All right. No matter what, keep on, believing in Yahweh Shem Shah, no matter what, because we all know what time we're in. We know what time it is. We're going into the time of Jacob's trouble. So anyway, I found this, let me pull it up. I found this thing on, I know I saved it. Bear with me. Yeah, here it is. All right, so this is off of ChristianForums.com, and someone put up a post back. Someone put up a post back in 2017. All right, calling themselves Servant 232. So it could be an Israelite who made this. I mean, I don't know. Ever how it goes, whoever put this post up, he knows some things, all right? So here it says, it's reporting from FEMA Region 9, all right, in the midst of daughter of Babylon, U.S.A., 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 all right? So here goes someone who knows, that we're in this place called America, but according to the Bible, this is Babylon the Great. Oh, and she has a lot of other names as well, okay, being the mother of harlots. She's known as spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt, okay? Yeah, she's also known as Bozrah, Assyria. Okay, so it's not just the virgin daughter of Babylon, but that's one of her main titles. So he says, here is a quote from the official Congressional Medal of Honor website. All right, and this is a quote. It says, in 1965, the Air Force MOH was created, and it replaced the Minerva portrait with the head of the Statue of Liberty. Lady Liberty has a pointed crown instead of a helmet, and she does stand for liberty, although she is derived from the imagery of Semiramis, wife of Nimrod and queen of Babylon. Okay, it says Semiramis was famed for her beauty, strength, and wisdom, and was said to have built the famous Hanging Gardens of Babylon. She purportedly reigned for 42 years after taking control from Nimrod. She is a mythical figure who might be somewhat based upon a historical figure. Okay, what this guy is doing is linking, okay, these ancient pagan gods and goddesses, okay, to America. So like you just got this damn phone and is trying to do an update. All right, it says the Statue of Liberty, the most recognized symbol of the U.S.A., is the Queen of Babylon. Okay, fitting since the U.S.A. is the daughter of Babylon. And he goes on, he posts scriptures. Okay, it's a pretty good article, and a lot of this is repetitive. Right? We know this information. All right, but it ties into the lesson nicely, and I'll try to leave to remember anyways. All right, so I get to leave a link in the description box. But matter of fact, let's just keep on going, and then I'll get some scriptures. Oh, it says read all about her in Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Revelation 18, Isaiah chapter 13, verses 1 through 13, which I brought out at camp yesterday, Isaiah chapter 47, verses 1 through 5. Right. That's exactly right. Well, you can also read about her in Revelation 17. You can also read about her in Jeremiah the 52nd chapter. Okay, so but yeah, he posts up some good scriptures here. It says, "Woe to all the shepherds of Babylon." Okay, he's quoting Jeremiah 50 and verse 6. So let me get that, because that is not. Let's see. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 15 verse 6. All right, and it reads, "My people hath been lost sheep," right? How are the children of Israel lost, right, throughout these various captivities, scattered into the four corners for rebelling against the law, statutes, commandments? Okay, lost, all right, because their leaders are pieces of shit. Okay, the people that speak for Jake, well, think about the famous ones, man, like TD Jakes, all right, TD Snakes, all right, Creflo Dollar, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, right? The leaders that mainly they yoked up with Amalek, all right, the chief tribe of Esau, all right. They paid, all right, to lead, all right, the children of Israel astray. All right, but that's what it's talking about. It says, "My people have been lost sheep; their shepherds have caused them to go astray." All right, these men have caused. All right, you even got Israelite leaders, all right, who know the Israelites, who are teaching the truth. They causing, all right, many of you Israelites to go astray in these last days. All right, teaching and preaching falsehood, being wicked, making merchandise of you. All right, not warning you, all right, to flee the wrath that's coming. All right, their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. Okay, right. All right, so he puts the scripture up here, and it says, "Woe to all the shepherds of Babylon that have been leading his people astray." Now, he don't say, whoever this is, don't say who his people are, but they do know a lot of it. They know some shit, man. All right, because like I said, this is a pretty good post right here. I'm gonna file this one away, because this is even though it's stuff we already know, it's good to review these things from time to time. Okay. It says, "Woe to all the shepherds of Babylon that have been leading his people astray. Nearly all of them are 501c3 servants." That's right. U.S.A, Bishop Nathaniel, they under a gag order, man. That 501c3 piece of paper, that's there's certain things you can't talk about. Okay? In order to get that nonprofit status, which they're not even a church, they're not. When you get a 501c3, that turns you into a corporation. All right? You're a nonprofit organization, and guys like Nate and whoever else, some of these camps out here who have that 501c3, you completely yoked up with the enemy. Okay, we ain't under no gag order. We don't got paperwork. Show me in a New Testament where the apostles was signing Esau's paperwork, all right, and being gagged, not being able to talk about certain things, because they can't go into the mark. Well, I almost said it. They can't go into the MOTB, okay, because if they do, that paperwork's going to be revoked. That 501c3 charter is going to be revoked. That's wicked as hell, man. They basically made they didn't basically do it. They did it. They made themselves an agreement with death and hell, man, and that's getting ready to be annulled. Matter of fact, let me get that one. They made a covenant with death and hell, and that covenant is getting ready to be disannulled. IUIC out there fist fighting your brothers at camp. What a fucking embarrassment, man. You out there supposed to be teaching the Lord's people, calling them to repentance, and instead you go and start a damn fist fight with the ISUPK. Ridiculous, man. All right, Isaiah chapter 28. Yeah, man, the Most High fixing to disannul that agreement you made with Esau with that 501c3 nonsense. Where is that in the scriptures? Nowhere. It's nowhere in the Bible. This truth, you don't yoke this up with any government paperwork. All right, let's get this. I'm going to stop ranting. Let me read this scripture. Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 18, right? It says, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. See, your covenant with death, because this is leading your people to, man. Those of you following, or those men and women who are following you, they're being led into death and hell, man, destruction. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. Okay, when the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. So you fixing to be trodden down, man. When Esau comes in or comes down, having great wrath, okay, which he's already in the process of doing that, you're gonna be trodden down, man. During Jacob's trouble, a lot of you Israelites are gonna end up. You're gonna find yourselves in labor camps, man. You know, and it ain't gonna be just sitting around in a cell. No, your ass is gonna be working, man. All right, because America's fixing to, World War III is fixing to, become, in fact, a world war. Right now, it's just, over there in Ukraine, they fighting over there in Gaza, they fighting over there in Syria. But it's getting to be, it's getting ready to be fighting all over this globe, man. So you ain't just gonna be sitting around hanging out, watching ESPN and eating Takis and fucking Hot Pockets. You gonna be working. You gonna be fucking working, man. Yep, it says it right here in the scriptures. Be trodden down. Anyway, let's keep going. Then he quotes Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 13. It says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. Now check this out. He says, and again, I'm just assuming it's got to be a man. I mean, God, I don't know. It could be one, but most likely it's a man, right? Servant 232. That's irrelevant. The point is, this information is out here on a Christian website, okay? Because a lot of these Christians, they know, man. A lot of these Christians do research. It's just you niggas that don't want to open up a book. How's that old saying go? You want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. Because you don't read. Our people, and that's why, you're going to be destroyed, man, because the scriptures talks about, our people being destroyed for lack of knowledge. See? So a lot of these Christians, they know. A lot of these Christians know way more than 2/3 of even the Lord's own people. You ought to be a fucking shame for that, man. It says 3 oceans, right? The Pacific Ocean to the west, the Atlantic Ocean, obviously to the east, and the Arctic Ocean to the north, the Great Lakes, right? What does it say? O thou that dwellest upon many waters, Jeremiah 51 and 13. Now also, okay, because there's manifold understanding to these scriptures, the waters is also oftentimes referring to people. And is this not the melting pot? Are all the nations of the earth not over here in Babylon the Great? Absolutely. Every nationality on earth is represented here in Babylon, okay? But yeah, America is surrounded by water. All right, it says natural resources. It says oil, natural gas, gold, silver, on and on, abundant food, a fertile land that is divided by great rivers. Yep. What's the major river that splits this place? The Mississippi. Oh, isn't it interesting how Egypt is split by a great river as well, the Nile River? See all the parallels between all these ancient kingdoms and America, right? But it's not just the Mississippi River, and that's being dried up right now, okay? That's being dried up. The Lord is drying up these rivers, okay? It says a drought is upon her waters. I think that's in Hosea, the 2nd chapter, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. right? It says the people of the USA consume approximately 24% of the oil, food, and goods produced in the world and are less than 5% of the world's population. That's crazy. So you got this country over here, America, wealthy beyond measure, right? 5% of the world's population is so-called American, right? And yet, this place consumes 24% of the world's oil, food, and goods. That's crazy. And he says, can you say covetous? Yeah, this is an extremely covetous society, man. The American way is to be covetous. It's all, more gluttony, being gluttonous, being covetous. Those things are all promoted over here. All right. And then he quotes Isaiah 18:1. Hold on. Let me get it. I might have to make this a two-parter. We'll see. All right. Isaiah 18. And 1. And it reads. It says, woe to the land shadowing with wings. Now, what does the word woe mean? It means destruction, man. Okay? Calamity. All right? Misery. Woe to the land shadowing with wings, which is beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. Okay? Verse 2. It says, that sendeth ambassadors by the sea, even in vessels of bulrushes upon the waters, saying, go, ye swift messengers, to a nation scattered and peeled. to a people terrible from their beginning hitherto, a nation meted out and trodden down, whose land the rivers have spoiled. Okay? Now he says this. He says, all right, he highlights, all right, terrible from their beginning, right? And he says, never MAGA, all right? In other words, make America great again. Right? Donald Trump came in talking about he was going to do that, how he was going to make America great again. And a lot of these imbeciles fell for that shit. All right. But anyways, he highlights that. All right. He says, all right. And the verse goes on, hitherto a nation meted out and trodden down. And then he says, U.S. Geological Survey. All right. And then it says, whose land the rivers have divided. Right. So look at all these rivers that divide America. You got the Red River out there in the Midwest, the Colorado River, the Arkansas River, the Missouri River, right? And on the Savannah River, the Potomac. A lot of that, right? Obviously, the Mississippi, I already talked about that. The Humboldt River, the San Joaquin River, the Columbia River, right? So Isaiah's prophesying about America, okay? But again, you got to have spiritual eyes. And you have to have, in order to understand this, you got to have spiritual eyes, okay? These things are for spiritual, first and foremost, the elect men, all right? His servants, the prophets. Hold on, let me get that one, and I'll go back to Isaiah 18. Isaiah 18 is clearly talking about America, all right? 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Been bringing this one out a lot lately, actually. It's a good scripture. All right, 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Get down to the point in verse 14, okay? No, I'm going to start in 13. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 13, which things also we speak not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, right? This ain't about the wisdom of this world, man. All right, the wisdom of man. We not coming in that spirit. All right, we're talking about this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We're talking about coming out of the scriptures, okay? It says, which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. How are we comparing spiritual things with spiritual? Because we're going from book to book, from prophet to prophet, from witness to witness, all right, comparing some of the things that Isaiah said with some of the things Jeremiah said, with some of the things Paul said, with some of the things Yahushua said, all right, which some of the things that John the Revelator said, and we're linking all those things together, man. All right, time together. We're comparing spiritual things with spiritual. Verse 14, it says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God. Right. The natural man can't receive these things, okay, because they of the Spirit. It says, for they are foolishness unto him. So, the natural man, especially carnal ass Jake out here, he can't receive this. He thinks it's straight up foolishness, man. All right. It says, neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. Okay. These things are spiritually discerned. Okay. Hang on. All right. So he puts these graphics up. Okay. And then he goes into the street layout in Washington, D.C. and how everything's on a pentagram. Okay. Because why? Because America was founded by a bunch of goddamn Freemasons. Okay. This place was not ever a Christian nation. That is absurd. The people who founded this country, the founding fathers, were Masons. They were 33rd degree Freemasons. Okay? Yeah, they were worshiping Baal, ultimately Satan. Okay? Molech. Okay? So check this out. And this is the White House street layout. You can see it. I don't even need to say anything. You see the image. Okay? And you see George Washington, so-called, what they call him, the founding father. All right, George Washington dedicating the cornerstone of the Capitol building to Baal in full Masonic dress, right? Baal, man. I mean, all they worshiping Satan out here. Just because you say because someone who isn't learned or just doesn't know what the hell they're talking about or is ignorant, okay, they'll look at that, the Declaration of Independence, and they'll say, well, see, it says God. Well, which God are you talking about? Because you ain't talking about the God of the Hebrews, I promise you. You're talking about Satan. Because the Bible says there's many gods. There's only one true God, the God of the Bible. All right, his name is Yahweh. But just because you see somebody say, well, yeah, I believe in God. What God do you believe in? Who is he? Tell me about him. I can tell you the God I believe in. I believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whose name is Yahweh. I tell you all about him, man. Okay? So just because someone's out here saying, well, yeah, I believe in God. Okay, well, let's clarify. Well, which one? What do you mean? Well, there's many of them. I mean, them damn Elamites over there in India, okay, they got millions and millions and millions of gods they worship. Ishmael's out there worshiping a damn Kaaba stone, the so-called Arabs, which a lot of Jake is messed up with that nonsense. I read Tina Turner today. Tina Turner died today. What the hell? What is it? Let's see. Today is I'm losing track of days. Wednesday, May the 24th, right? 2023. Hopefully, all these prophecies come to pass. And Tina Turner died, and she was a fucking Buddhist. Jake is all messed up with false gods. So you can't just look at a piece of paper. See, it talks about God on that piece of paper. That's all. And does it call him Yahweh? And if this is a Christian nation and it was founded on the Bible, then why don't this government take every Sabbath day off and shut this whole place down on a Sabbath day? Huh? Why? Why don't this government shut down everything in this country, so-called, so that we can observe the Passover and the week of unleavened bread and all the holy days of the Bible? See? Come on, man. Give me a break. Your founding fathers were a bunch of fucking Freemasons, man. All right, then he goes into talking about Bohemian Grove. I mean, I don't, like I said, I can just post this in the description box, and you can. Oh, well, here we go. Oh yeah, okay, nah, let's keep going. The hammer of the whole earth, right? And it's funny. It's all spiritual because I was downtown earlier today and I had a free minute and I put on Redacted, and I think that's Clayton Morris and Natalie Morris. It's they're a husband and wife team. It's a really good channel. They bring out a lot of good information. Subscribe. Most of you already are. But they was talking about all the war deaths, how many millions and millions just since 2001 that this military, how many people have suffered and died at the hands of the U.S. military over fucking nothing, you know? Why is that? Why is that? You want to know why? Because America is called the hammer of the whole earth in the Bible. The hammer of the whole earth. What military has gone all throughout this earth, all right, for the last 60, 70 years, just blowing shit up, you know, destroying, maiming, you know? Because not just the millions of people that have been killed. What about all the men, women, children that have been maimed, lost limbs, you know, been blinded? Come on, man. America is the hammer of the whole earth. And I used to bring this out a lot. He actually puts a statistic in here. Hold on, let's read it first. It looks like he's quoting out of the King James, but I'm just to be sure. Not that you wicked if you want to compare other versions. You know, you ain't wicked for doing that at all. But yeah, I'm sticking with the King James. And you know, hey, you know, if you want to check out another version and how they say it, you know, go ahead and do it. But you got to be careful with that. You know, Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. Okay, verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? And that's what's getting ready to happen, man. America's fixing to be cut asunder and broken. Okay? China, Russia, Iran, Turkey, Ethiopia, the dragons of Arabia, okay? And even the EU powers themselves are going to come against this place, man, to hammer the whole earth. How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Right? Right. It says... the United, and it, you know what? He did put it in the right version. Okay, I just now noticed that. He says the United States has more foreign military bases than any other people, nation, or empire in history. While there are no freestanding foreign bases permanently located in the United States, there are now around 800 U.S. bases in foreign countries. No other nation can say that. Iraq doesn't have a goddamn military outpost in America. Russia doesn't have a military base in America. You know? Who is this talking about? I mean, look at all the military bases they have on the continent of Africa. They all over there in Africa. What are they doing over there? Stealing resources, stealing gold, resources, oil. You know? That's what they doing. You know, that's what the devil does, man. What U.S.A. said, hold on. U.S.A., he talked about that, man. When he was cussing out them wicked scribes and Pharisees at the time, he was cussing Jake's ass out, you know, the unbelieving of his people, all right? The unbelieving of the house of Judah. Okay, but he was saying they were of their father, the devil, man. Okay, let's see. But then in John chapter 10, that was in John chapter 8. In John chapter 10, he talks about the thief, all right? And what does the thief do? It says in John chapter 10 and verse 10, the thief cometh not but for to what? For to steal and to kill and to destroy. Okay, so that's what they doing over there. That's what they doing in South America, Central America, Africa, Iraq, the Far East, over there in Asia. All right, they over there stealing, killing, and destroying, man. Okay, the thief. Who is the thief on planet Earth? Who stole the whole goddamn hemisphere? Esau. Okay, he is the, oh, well, you know, Jake's out here stealing too. Yeah, but I'm talking about the thief. Okay, the thief is Esau, and it starts with his elites. Amalek, the Jooz, international bankers, right? The thief cometh not, John chapter 10 and verse 10, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. And that's what he came to do for, first and foremost, his elect, man. All right, to give his elect abundant life. All right, now that abundant life starts right now when you know, by coming into this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's in a spiritual sense. All right, but in the kingdom, that life is going to be way abundant. Okay, but right now, being in this truth, okay, you have abundant life, man. Okay, because you've been blessed, man. Your eyes been blessed, your ears been blessed. Okay, you've been given a heart to receive the, or a mind. All right, heart, because when the Bible talks about your heart, it's talking about your mind. Okay, you've been given a heart to understand this. Okay, so that's where it starts. Yeah, man. He goes. This guy goes in, man. All right. Yep. He talks about, again. We got. Well, I already mentioned it. He mentions it as well. Isaiah 18. He says the reality is that Isaiah 18, verses 1 through 7, can only be a prophecy about America. He's absolutely right. This guy, absolutely right. And then he quotes Jeremiah 15 verse 9, Jeremiah 51 verse 28. Talking about that nuclear destruction is coming. He even says ICBM missiles. See, you got Jake out here teaching the Bible that don't believe in the nukes. You got men who literally don't think they exist. They don't think the nukes. Who are those dudes? There's some dudes that used to be. It was in Detroit. The head of that camp, the Great Millstone Camp out in Detroit. Damn, I can't remember his name. Anyway, two of those men broke off and went their own way and just went into complete madness. Okay, and started talking about how the ICBM, there was no such thing as nuclear missiles. The fuck? See, that's what happens when the Lord takes the spirit off a man. He goes into complete madness. All right, it's like what does it say? Like, the Lord can send you back into the world, or he can keep you teaching the Bible. All right, but just make you completely bug the fuck out. That's crazy as hell. They actually teach that there's no such thing as nuclear missiles. Okay. Hey, maybe the Lord will preserve you so you can actually see one. Okay, because they're getting ready to fly over here. All right. So yeah, like I said, Lord willing, I will put this in the description box. But yeah, all right, the virgin daughter, the virgin daughter of Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, is without a doubt the good old United States of America. Okay, and like the Apostle Dar said, or he didn't even say it. You type that into Google, type in who is the daughter of Babylon into Google, and they'll tell you. Google will straight up tell you it's America. And Lord willing, all right, you was edified. And with that, I want to say shalom.